Yo, what's up, everybody? This is Spell Basketball with Aslan Williams, and I got a very special guest today, Miss Shae Kelley, from the hometown in Denver. How you doing, Shae?
I'm good. I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
Of course, thanks for coming on. Like my first major guest, but man, so me and Shae go back a long time, high school.
Yeah.
She went to East. I went to Montbello. East was our rival. Well, East was our rivals. I don't know necessarily if
Maybe George,
yeah, I was
maybe a
gonna say,
little bit Montbello.
yeah, I mean toward the later years a little bit,
Yeah.
split in there a little bit, but Shae's like the coldest hooper I know. Out of Denver. It was like I think when I think of the coldest women hoopers, I think of you and Nikki, just straight you and Nikki Weddle. So
Yeah, Nikki a goat. Nikki's definitely a goat.
yeah, yeah, y'all both goats in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? So, but I appreciate you coming on. But yeah, Shae, champion at East High School back in 2010. Also, Shae won a WNBA championship with the Minnesota Lynx, with Maya Moore and Sylvia Fowles, and that was a
Mhm.
that was a goated team too. So, but again, thanks for coming on. So glad to have you. Who was the last team you played for? I was kind of looking up your stats. The one that popped up was San Martino, but it was
Yeah, so that I was just in Italy 2 years ago, but this
okay.
past season I was in Egypt.
Okay.
So I was out there. I just got back home about 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
So the Egypt, I don't think they even took stats. So you probably can't look them up. The
I can't
league is
find
kind of fresh and kind of new, but
it.
I was out there for about 9, 10 months. But before that, you'll see my Italy stats pop
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw though, and I think it was the last one was you were averaging like 18 and 11, I think it was,
Yeah.
for San
Yep.
Martino, and so walking double double, always have been, and so but yeah, I just wanted to get started with a few questions, and so again, as I mentioned, Shae's a multi-champion, won the championship at East High School, and then also won a WNBA championship, and so like being a champion, on different levels, like how does that feel?
I mean, when you're in it, it's just kind of like, you know how it is when you're hooping, you're just in it. You're not thinking like, oh, people are looking at me like I'm a champion or anything. You just going through the motions of like, I'm just trying to win.
Mm-hmm.
So to have a ship in high school for one, that was huge for the city
Right,
because no inner city school had done that since Nikki Weddle
right.
at Montbello. So that was big for us at East High School in 2010 to get that ship for the city
Mm-hmm.
and for the inner city and kind of bring that back home. So that was huge. And then of course, I mean, WNBA championship, like that's something that you don't get just easy, and that was my rookie season when I
Mm-hmm.
was there. So that was a huge thing. And just me being a part of that team with all them vets,
Mm-hmm.
Maya Moore, Sylvia Fowl, Simone Augustus, Lindsay Whalen, like insane that I was even a part of that team. So
Right.
to have those accolades on my resume or whatever you want to say is huge, and it's really just a blessing. I just play to the best of my ability, but to have that as a part of my journey, that's always something like you look back on and you're just like, dang, like I really did that. So it's dope to see that and have those a part of my accolades.
Right. And it was just so, it was so amazing to just I like and I'm sure the whole city felt that way, but for those who really know you and grew up with you, watch you play, played with you and all that, like we used to hoop at Young Life Camp and all that,
Yeah.
I felt that same like excitement. I was so excited for you and just and like again, like I said, I'm sure the rest of the city was as well. But that's good. And again, I mean, I forgot. I'm like, dang, Simona, good. That team was oof. That team
Stacked. We were
was
stacked. We were stacked.
stacked.
But the Indiana Fever, they were playing us tough that year. So, but we had a all-star team that season.
Right. Yeah, no, that team was, man, I completely, Wayland, man, that team, yeah. Woo, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, the
that
names
team,
you're like, okay. Once I
yeah,
started naming off who the starting five was, yeah.
exactly. I
Yeah.
completely forgot about that. But man, that's what's up. And so I guess kind of moving into this next question is like, the WNBA today. It seems to be progressing, a little bit, but I just wanted to ask you, like, what state do you think the WNBA is in today? Do you like where it's at? What can be improved? And yeah, how do
Um,
you think
I
on it?
mean, as a player, I would always I want to see it grow. I want to see us expand because there's so many of us that aren't able to be on a team, not because we're not good enough, but
Mhm.
just because there's no room. We have
Right,
no space. There's
right.
12 teams.
Hmm.
So there's just not enough roster spots and space to get, even girls that deserve to be on the team. So you
Right.
have a lot of cuts, you have a lot of trades, you have a lot of people trying to make a team that would make a team if we had more space, but just there's just no room. So they have to make these tough decisions with this. So I think we're progressing.
Hmm.
We're progressing year by year. We're getting more exposure. People are becoming more aware of us. We're trying to get more pay and things like that.
Right.
But as a player, you always want to see that expansion. I want to see at least another team. So
Hmm.
it's like, okay, that's 12 more girls who have that opportunity. And even though, like, I may not hoop back in the WNBA because I'm getting old, but if not, that's something for the next generation, and they have room and space to be a part of that.
Right.
So that's what as a player, I hate to see that we haven't expanded in that way. But
Mhm.
and there's other ways that we have expanded in the WNBA that are looking very promising.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's big because that's my biggest thing too. I would love to see it expand. I think um, you know, I would like to see longer seasons as well. A little bit just because like the whole just why we have so much revenue in this country, and a lot of you all still have to go overseas to get
Mhm.
what you deserve. And so I think
Yeah.
that in my opinion, I'm just like, I feel like it's time to expand a little bit. I mean,
Yeah.
the NBA can get whatever they want. What I'm saying, they're still talking about adding two more teams to the league now. So I would love to see that same expansion, for you all as well, because it's important. It's about time. I mean,
No, 100%, 100%, or at least expand the rosters. Something needs to happen in that aspect because you have so many of these girls coming from college as well. You got top draft picks who are getting cut because there's just no room.
Mhm.
So that's something that I hope to see in the next years. Is just some expansion in
Right.
that aspect because there's so many of us that can hoop. Like we really have so many women that can hoop, and we coming from college, and a
Mhm.
lot of girls. It's hard to go overseas. It
Right.
is. So
Mhm.
everyone is that's not for everybody.
Right.
So if you don't have the WNBA to fall back on, you don't really have like a G League, D League,
Mhm.
So it's just some girls just kind of give up, and that's unfortunate to see because of just our options. It's like go overseas for 10 months, you miss out on family, you're
Mhm.
missing out on birthdays, you're missing out on Christmases and Thanksgivings. So it's
Right.
a sacrifice that you make to
Right.
go make some money. But it's just like if we had something at home to look forward to, that would help out a lot. So
Yeah.
hopefully we see some expansion in the next couple years. I'm
Right.
hoping. Yeah.
Yeah. I hope so too. And so, with that being said, like what do you like about overseas? Like what's the best parts of playing overseas?
I mean, you just meet some dope people over there. And of course you get to see the world. Like I'm playing basketball and this is taking me in crazy places I never probably would ever go. And
Right.
that's just because I dribble a basketball. So
Hmm.
for me, it's just the experiences of seeing different cultures, seeing how people live differently. You meet girls overseas that become your family.
Hmm.
Um, and the basketball world is so small.
Hmm.
So it's just like you meet different people every single year that you're like, yo, this is gonna be my sister for life. So that's
Right.
one of the biggest things that I appreciate about being overseas.
Hmm.
Is just the different cultures and being able to just experience something different, that I've never seen before.
Right.
And this is my 8th year, so 9th year coming up this
Mhm.
year. So I've been all over the world, So
Yeah.
that's just a blessing, And I just thank God every day that I'm able to still be doing this at 31 years old.
Right. Man,
Yeah.
that's cool. I had those aspirations myself too, and I was close a couple times. I mean, even
Hmm.
the G League, like I had a couple tryouts that I was there, but
Yeah.
I do thank God that I was able to, play, and be who I was, because I feel like the impact that it had on me was greater than just the game itself, and so again, like having the community, like wouldn't have probably known you if I hadn't been hooping,
Exactly. And
and
it's
so
all about networking too, you know what I mean? So you
mm,
meet these people that through basketball that carry you into different aspects of life, all
right,
because you hoop.
right.
So it's always, sometimes for me it's bigger than basketball.
Oh,
You meet these people, you connect with these people, all because you guys are playing basketball. So to
right.
me, that's one of the most beautiful things about playing for me.
Yeah,
It's not even just the hooping part, because it's like, okay, I know what I'm gonna give you every night by
right.
now. You know what I mean? I'm gonna give my all, and I love the game still, so that's why I'm still doing it.
Hmm.
But it's just the people you meet, and it makes it that much sweeter.
Right. Yeah, no, I definitely agree. And look, just for y'all listening, like I don't know if Shae really knows this, but some of the biggest highlights of my career, Shae was always at the game. Like she was like my girl. I remember in high school, I had the best dunk I've ever had in my life. And then we were playing this little church league.
Wait, who was you playing? I think I remember that.
Yeah, we were over at Mullen, and I was playing with the Hawks, and they just
Okay.
like they just threw somebody shot a terrible shot, and I
Mhm.
just jumped up, I caught it, and the dude tried to box me out, so I got him. But you were there, and then there was the church league, and we were playing against Corey and
Yeah,
all of them, and it was like 3 seconds left, and I just took the ball from like full court and just launched it,
I
and
remember that.
it was like a full court buzzer beater shot, and we won.
Yeah,
But yeah, Shae was always there, so I appreciate you, like
of course. That's crazy though. That I did not know that. That's
yeah,
crazy.
literally all the biggest highlights of my career, you were literally there. When we beat East, like that
So
was
maybe I'm bad luck for the home team though, maybe. Because
look,
you getting dubs and I'm in the building.
look, hey, I'm just saying, no, but the dunk, we actually got blown out. That was just a nice dunk, but we got blown out that game. So
Okay.
but look, at the end of the day, like I said, you were always there. So I was just like, man, I need Shae to pop up more often because I'm having good games at these times. But yeah, like you were saying with the networking part, that kind of brings me into the next question. So Shae has started the 303 league in Denver, and it's the Denver Pro-Am. And so, talk about that. Like what motivated you to do that? What do you hope to see moving forward? Like
Well,
what's
as you know, back in the day,
mm,
um, the program used to be at Skyland.
joint effort?
So
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
just remember I lived in that gym.
Mhm.
So in the summers, that's just where we were at every day. Wake up, we're going to the gym and we're going to watch the pro-am. So,
Mhm.
we had the all the local guys playing in it. And then sometimes you'd have Chauncey come out, you had Mello come out,
Mhm.
J.R. Smith, I think, played in it before. So you
Right.
get these Nuggets players to come. And as a kid, you're just like, wow, like I'm up close and personal with these NBA players, you know what I mean? And
Mhm.
you get to just kind of see them in a different light, if
Right.
that makes sense.
Right.
So that was like something dope for me just coming up. I love that. Like that's literally what made me fall in love with the game, was going up there and watching these guys play. I'm like, dang, this is dope.
Right.
So what motivated me, which it's really kind of crazy. Last year I was in Italy,
Mhm.
and I think one of my homeboys, I don't even remember who it was, but somebody just like mentioned to me, hey, like, man, we want to bring the pro-am back. I think you should do it.
Mhm.
And I was like, but I'm overseas. Like, it's a lot. I don't know if I'm going to be able to, manage that.
Right.
And then he was like, no, but just think about it. Like, I know other people have been saying like they want to bring it back. They need to get something going back in the city, but I think you're the perfect person for it.
Right.
Um, So I was just thinking there, and I was praying about it, and I don't know, God just was like, "This is for you.
Right.
This is what you're supposed to do. So
Mhm.
do it." So
Right.
I just started from scratch. I literally texted Chauncey and Rodney, and just kind of asked them like, "Hey, if I bring this back, like, what do you think?" And he was like, "Go for it. Like, we support you, we're behind you 100%." So after that, it just kind of, I took off and ran with it. So I literally was like staying up late overseas, putting
Mhm.
in the time. It's so much more work than I thought it would be.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's with anything, you know, and I just kind of started from scratch, and I didn't really know what I was doing. I'm not gonna lie.
Right.
I was just like, let me call up all the homies.
Yeah.
And if I bring this back, are y'all gonna play in it?
Mhm.
And everybody was like, of course, like we would love to play in it. We behind you, we support you. So if
Mhm.
you bring it back, we got you. Like we'll show up. And that's half the battle, is getting the guys to pull up to the
Right.
gym.
Right.
Everything else is, you know, I have a vision. So
Mhm.
everything else is like logistics and DJ, MCs, and all this other stuff. But
Yeah.
I got the guys to the gym, and after that, it just kind of took off. So
Yeah.
it was a lot of like late nights calling people, trying to get gyms,
Mhm.
and it was just a lot of, it was a lot going on. But I ended up being able to pull it off from overseas, and as soon as I got home was when I could really like talk to people face to face.
Right.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so we're in year two now. Year
Yeah.
two coming up, and year one went great. We had some troubles, but some
Mhm.
snags with the gym time and gym space. But that's with anything, you know. And I just kind of took that and took everything as a learning lesson and try to improve year by year.
Right. Look, and let me just say this. I mean, you get it's excellence. Like, I just like I said, I
Thanks.
pulled up last year and I was like, wow, this is legit, and you look at all the different programs, like the Seattle program, um,
Mhm.
come on, the Drew League, like all these
Yep.
different programs that are well known. And so, I really believe that, the 303 League is going to be on the map with and on that same level. You had, Monte Morris, Aaron Gordon, you had, some
Yep.
Gordon shout. Aaron Gordon just won an NBA championship.
Yes, sir. Denver.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Look,
Got that last night.
I was emotional last night. I was like, oh man, we pulled it off. But yeah, nah, it's a good league. So if y'all in Denver, pull up. It's a great league, great talent there. I
Yeah.
think it was Andre Spake just dropped 60.
He
Uh
just had, oh my goodness, and it
60,
was insane. It was
6.
really insane. He
So
was not missing.
there's
Yeah.
talent. There's definitely talent there. So y'all pull up, show some support. But before we head out, is there any advice you want to give to the young ladies that hope to be in your position one day?
Um, I the main thing I like to tell people is go at your own pace,
Hmm.
and your journey is your journey.
Yeah,
Don't compare yourself to anybody else and what they're doing. Just make sure that you lock in on what you want to do.
right.
Um, Lock in on your work ethic, and stay in the gym if this is what you want to do. If basketball is what you do, whatever you want to do,
Hmm.
soccer, tennis, anything, but just lock in on your journey, and what's for you is always going to be for you.
Right.
Keep God first,
Hmm.
and just keep going.
Hmm.
Don't quit, because there's going to be times where I'm like, dang, I don't even know if I want to do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this maybe I want to do something else. But just keep pushing, because those days become less, you know,
Right.
and you're gonna have some difficulties and everything like that. But just keep going. Just keep going, and follow your dreams.
Yep. I couldn't have said it better myself. So, but yeah, we appreciate you, Shae. Thank you so much for coming on the show. I continue to pray for you, with your
Thank you.
journey. And I know, look, you a baller, so you good on that end. But we'll continue to pray for your safety as when you go back overseas or whatever it is. Continue to pray for the excellence and the productive growth of the 303 League as well. And
Thank
I'm proud of you. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Honored to
I
know you.
appreciate it.
And thanks for coming on Spell Basketball. I appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me, Aslan.
Yeah, of course. All right, y'all. This is Spell Basketball with Shae Kelley today. So y'all go out. We got the stats, the facts, and all that. Y'all have a blessed day.